If you're in sales and you're not hitting the numbers that you want, you've got to watch this video because there's 3 reasons that you may not be closing deals that have nothing to do with your process, nothing to do with your playbook. Let's dive in. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former executive turned nomad entrepreneur. I've turned around 8 sales teams in my career. I was managing director of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for over a decade and oversaw field sales, phone sales, direct mail sales, digital sales, you name it. I've led sales turnarounds as a CEO for investor groups. And for the past 5 years, I have been a sales consultant and strategic growth partner for B2B businesses from sunny beaches of Cabo, where I live with my family. So for the last 15 or 20 years, I've seen a lot of processes. I've seen a lot of playbooks. I've seen a lot of great salespeople crush their numbers. And I've seen a ton of people sell themselves short and fail to hit the numbers, fail to get the performance that they really thought that they wanted. And after digging into it with hundreds, maybe thousands of salespeople, I have found a pattern. And there are 3 reasons that people do not hit their numbers that have nothing to do with the traditional things that people are looking at, like activity metrics and sales processes and what's in the sales playbook and all of that standard sales training stuff, which, by the way, that matters. But that's not what this is about. The 3 reasons people are not closing deals, at least at the level that they want to, really consistently. First, you've got some deep-rooted beliefs about sales that are in conflict with what you're doing as a profession. You have a problem with asking people for money, that you think you're doing something wrong, and that the process of selling is icky or gross, or you're just not really proud of doing. And maybe it's not at the top of your mind. And some symptoms are usually like when somebody says, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" You're like, "Well, I do I do professional networking and I do business development relations and you do everything that you can to not say I'm in sales." Like, you're ashamed of it. You don't want to tell anyone about it. And maybe you have somewhere in that belief system, like the idea that all salespeople are kind of like a used car salesperson, or all salespeople are like the timeshare selling person. Like, that the idea of selling is about taking people's money in exchange for something that they don't want or need. And it's twisting people's arms and it's being a little slimy and it's being a little shady. And you say, "I know, but I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like that. But I kind of think other people think that of sales." And because of that, you have a belief system about sales that, again, puts you in conflict with your actual profession. That's like me going to a fast food place and then assuming all chefs are the same. Listen, there are some shitty salespeople, and there are some shady salespeople, there are some slimy salespeople. But that doesn't mean the trade or the process of selling is bad. Here's what I believe. I think sales is helping people make decisions that is in the best interest of themselves. Sometimes that requires coaching them. Sometimes that requires challenging them. Sometimes that requires convincing them. But if I believe that I have a solution that legitimately makes somebody else's world or life or business better, then I believe I have an obligation to help them make a good decision. And that is when selling starts, frankly. Selling doesn't start when you're just sharing the information that anybody can share. Like, anyone can do that, right? Like, if you're given a proposal and you go through stuff and you hand them the proposal and you're like, "Okay, see ya." And you don't try to understand the objections. You don't try to be part of the decision-making process so that you can help them make the right decision, assuming that your service or that your product actually helps people. We'll get to that in a second. Then you have an obligation to help them make the decision that's going to be in their best interest. In other words, if you don't sell, then you're letting them down, right? If I have something that makes your life better right now, and I walk into the room and I say, "Hey, I think this might be a little bit better." And you say, "I'm not really sure about that." And I go, "Okay, well, let's follow up some other time." And you have a pain or a problem that I can solve. I've let you down. I've let you down by allowing you to make a decision that's not in your best interest, or to procrastinate making a decision, or to sit in indecision. Like, there's this thing that's going to help you, but I don't have the courage or what it takes to actually challenge you or coach you to make a better decision. But that brings me to the second reason, and it's that you don't have conviction about the product or the thing that you're selling. Maybe your belief system isn't with sales in general, although it is for a lot of people. If they actually explore it, they'll go back to number 1. They go, "Yeah, deep down, I actually kind of think I feel guilty taking people's money." Maybe for you, it's just you don't have conviction about the specific thing that you're selling right now. If you don't believe in what you're selling, Like, you can fake it till you make it to a degree. And there are a small number of salespeople that are just mercenaries, right? Like, you just give them a playbook, you just give them a thing, and they're like, fuck it. Like, I'll sell whatever you've got. But that's not the vast majority of people. The vast majority of people need to believe in what they're selling, need to believe that they're doing something good, need to believe that they're having some positive transformational impact on somebody, at least in some small way, to feel good about taking their money. And here's the thing. If you don't, you're going to exude that lack of confidence. If I don't believe in what I'm telling you right now, if I don't believe in the product that I have to sell you, regardless of the process, regardless of the playbook, it's going to show, right? Like, it's going to show in my body language. It's going to show in my tone. It's going to show in how I project myself. It's going to show in the energy that I bring. It's also going to show, especially when you say, I'm just not sure. I don't know if it's for us. I don't know if it's the right time. I don't know, maybe it's a budget thing. Well, when I truly believe in what I'm selling, the ability to overcome objections is just natural because I just disagree with you. No, I want to help you. I want to shake you. Like, no, I need to help you make a better decision. And I have the thing that you need. And that conviction comes through. So when somebody says, I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, you actually say, I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't you be ready? What is there not to be ready about? What are you concerned about? This is why founders oftentimes sell better than great salespeople. And it's because they really believe in their shit. And a high degree of conviction will outsell an optimal process any day. Sales is a lot about the transference of belief, the transference of confidence, transference of conviction, right? And if I have all of that, I can transfer that to you. If I don't have it, I can't transfer that to you. And then the third reason is you don't believe in yourself. Somebody with low self-esteem, somebody who doesn't really believe in themselves, projects that low self-esteem. You're not going to have the confidence to challenge people. You're not going to have the confidence to coach people, because coaching people and challenging people oftentimes includes saying things that they may not like to hear, doing it in a respectful way, of course. But, a lot of sales is actually telling people what they don't want to hear and challenging some of those things to help them make the better decision. And you are just far less likely to do that if you don't believe in yourself. To sell at the level that you are capable of fully, like you hit your full potential and make the money that's actually possible, then you've got to develop a strong belief and confidence in yourself as a person. That is how you become the leader. And I don't mean this like in a cheesy cliche way, but you've got to become somebody that people want to believe, somebody that people want to follow, somebody people want to trust. If you don't have a high degree of confidence, you can oftentimes get away as an order taker. You can oftentimes get away with even above mediocrity, but you won't hit your potential. But just think about it. Who would you want to buy from? Like, the last thing that you wanted to go buy, think about going to buy a car. Like, you've been wanting to buy this car for a while. You're pretty excited. You show up and you talk to Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. It's like, yeah, it goes really fast and it does this and it does that. And I'm taking it to the extreme, but even subtleties matter in sales. I'm talking micro expressions, and there are things that you just can't fake. So if you really want to level up, if you really want to sell, you've got to challenge first your belief in sales. Are you good selling? Are you good with taking people's money? Are you good with asking them for this transaction in return for giving them something back that actually does them good, that adds value to their life? Do you believe in what you're selling? Do you actually have belief, conviction? And founders, I'm talking to you too. Like, a lot of times people start businesses and start service businesses because they want to make a lot of money, and they create services that are like kind of mediocre, not that good. Like, fulfillment kind of sucks, churn is really high. And deep down, the belief in the product isn't there. And third, do you believe in yourself? Like, all bullshit and cliche self-help stuff aside, do you actually believe in yourself? Those are three things that you've got to look at that transcend the process, that transcend the playbook. It's about the person, and it's about the belief system, and that's about you. I hope this has been helpful. And if it has, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more business and sales tips, as well as advice and lessons on how to reframe some of your beliefs about sales. Adios.